Hello friends, Alex Mang here, streaming from Ignite. Last day of Ignite, and at this point I am with Mark. Mark, why won't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mark Brown, and I'm a program manager on the Cosmos DB team in Azure.
Cosmos DB is a terrific product, really getting a lot of traction these days and more territory. So tell me, how is Cosmos DB different from any other data-specific products, such as, say, Azure Storage or Azure SQL databases and others?
So there's a couple, or actually more than a couple, but a lot of key differences between Cosmos DB and any other storage or database in Azure. The one is we're multi-model, so we support our own native document format as well as MongoDB, Cassandra, Graph, and Table. We're also globally distributed, so we're in every single region, every data center around the world that Azure is in, and provide single-click replication for all of your data. So as you want to add new regions, just push a button and then we'll replicate all of your data to that region and then make it available for your applications to use.
You could almost say that you're cloud native, right? Because you've designed an application which, if you need replication, because not only because of disaster recovery scenarios, but you need that data to be somewhere else available as well in case you want to read it, then there you go, you have it, right?
It's absolutely true, right? So we are a cloud native application, and really the service itself was designed for people who want to build cloud native applications. In addition to all the global distribution capabilities we have, we also provide single digit latency for your reads, and now with a brand new capability we have with multi-master, you now have single digit latency for writes as well, which is pretty remarkable that we're able to offer a service like that where you can have global distribution of all of your data replicated everywhere around the world, and then single digit read and write latency on that. And then just to top it all off, we offer 5 nines availability as well, and all of that backed by an SLA, right? So we're going to guarantee you throughput and availability for your data everywhere around the world.
You know, that's pretty impressive. And among the many announcements which were announced this week here at Ignite regarding Azure and many other services, Multi-Master was one which, in my opinion, was one of the most important ones, because now you can indeed develop a cloud-native application, put your data in Cosmos DB, like you said, any API, doesn't really matter, and you also get multi-master. But why? Let's explain multi-master for a bit.
So multi-master is essentially having active-active for databases. So most databases, you have a single master that everybody writes to, and then when it's replicated, you have read replicas that people read their data from. What you've got here is a fully native, server-side active-active database pattern available here in Azure, which is really hard. I mean, generally you have to make developers kind of figure out how to make this work, right? And you're doing double writes or doing other things to try and provide that kind of that multi-master or multi-write capability. With us, it's just a single click. You just go and create a new account, and you say enable multiple writes on there, and then every region you add is automatically now promoted as a full master.
So is it really single click, that's it?
That's it, single click.
It sounds an oversimplification if you ask me, but I'm wondering, so everything is nice as you put it, but you're a technical fellow and you know that conflicts appear. What do you do in a case of a conflict?
Yeah, so we've got 3 modes for conflict resolution. We have last writer wins, and in that mode there, what you could do is select a property, a numeric property in your document, and then whichever document, when you have a conflict in the original committed, whichever one has a higher value would be the winner. You could use the timestamp on the record as well, so indeed make it the last record to be written into or to be committed to the database and make that the winner. There's 2 other methods as well which offer additional flexibility. So we also have a method where users can register a stored procedure. So, and this is a special stored procedure that's designed specifically to handle conflicts within Cosmos DB. But then you can write a JavaScript stored proc, register it with the collection, and then as conflicts come in, it'll fire the stored procedure, and then whatever code you want to use to resolve that, you can do it. So if you want to look up additional data or other records in that collection, you can use that to resolve your conflicts. And then the third way is really kind of asynchronous or manual, and you set it up the same way, except what's different is we don't then handle any conflicts at all, but we'll write it to a conflict feed, and then what you can do is just write an application that pulls that conflict feed, and then can look up any data anywhere. It could go refer to other services or other data in other collections or databases or wherever it is you want, and then you manually resolve the conflicts from there. So a lot of flexibility. I think a lot of people will choose LastWriter because it's very simple and it's the default choice in there. But if that doesn't work for you, then we offer different levels for customers to provide that flexibility.
I totally love that, because if you have some very particular scenario and LastWriter doesn't work for you, you're basically free to choose your own weapon of choice.
That's right. Whatever you want.
That's pretty cool. So this is the last day of Ignite. Tell me, what have you been up to for the entire week?
Just talking to customers, the reaction to or reception to Multi-Master has been amazing. We've also released and made a lot of other announcements too. We GA'd our Cassandra API as well, so now we have full support for Cassandra within Cosmos DB. We released version 2 of our JavaScript API, which is really great. It's got a new fluent interface to it. I think customers should go check it out. We're going to be doing the same type of thing with the other SDKs we've got in there. What aren't we doing? It seems like we're releasing new features and capabilities every few weeks, it seems like. So the pace has been pretty frenetic in Cosmos DB. But just the customer reaction, reception of this has just been overwhelming. And customers are now, who weren't going to take a look at it are now going to come and take a look. A lot of IoT customers in particular. I talked to quite a few of those. Customers that want to do e-commerce or just need a database where they've got guaranteed throughput, guaranteed availability, and that geo-distribution of data is just something that when you're building applications for today and building them in the cloud, that's just your natural, should be your first choice really for building those types of applications.
I totally agree with that. Now, Cosmos DB does come with a price though, right? You get a lot of cool benefits, you get a lot of cool features, but I think it would be worth it mentioning that it's probably not for storing your static information, which doesn't change too often or something like that.
No, it's really meant for different applications besides that. We're doing it is we're doing a lot of things to try to make it a less expensive service to use. We just announced a new 5x reduction for the minimum entry point for resource RUs in there. So instead of 50,000, you can now provision down to 10. You can also share those RUs across collections, so you can provision that now at the database, and then selectively, if you've got 5 collections within that database, you can share that among 3 and then do 2 dedicated, or however you want to mix and match within there. So we're trying to reduce that minimum entry point to try and help make it a better choice for customers who may not have massive requirements around latency or availability, or just trying to hit more scenarios for customers and reduce that price point. We're going to continue to work on that as well and make it a better choice for more customers.
A lot of great announcements and great news from you guys.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, if somebody wants to get started, where should they learn more? Where can they learn more about Cosmos DB or about application integration with Cosmos DB and so on and so forth?
So they can go to cosmosdb.com or they can go and find us just by going to Azure and selecting Cosmos DB from there and learn more about us. We have lots of different ways to try. GetCosmosDB.com is a great place to go. They can sign up for a free 30-day trial within there and kick the tires, pull in some data, run some queries, do some testing. Build a little prototype and get started and feel comfortable. They can email us at askcosmosdb.com if they've got questions. The entire team is listening there, so we're a very responsive team. We really want to help make customers successful on Cosmos DB, so we make ourselves available to anybody that wants to get started and use the service.
That's terrific. Mark, thank you so much. So that was getcosmosdb.com? Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Friends, there you have it. GetCosmosDB.com if you want to learn more. Have a wonderful week, I guess.
Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay.